Am I audible? We'll start, right?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Right. So a very good morning to everyone. It's Hasna again, Secretary of Women in Engineering Affinity Group at IEEE MEA Student Branch. I'd like to extend my warm welcome to everyone present here to the second day of XTRINIA 3.2, the three-day international level flagship event hosted by IEEE MEA Student Branch. So I hope you all had a wonderful time yesterday at our inauguration ceremony. We had a great session at the end on the topic Fantastic Five, the five soft skills every technical professional should develop by Ms. Susan Cathyland, president at IEEE, and also got a golden opportunity to interact with her. Now, moving on to a wonderful day ahead, we have some amazing sessions lined up as part of our big event. So stay tuned and let's enjoy this together. Now, before moving on to our first session of the day, let's reveal the second question of Riddle Middle. As you all know, the first question was read out by Aisha yesterday. So here comes your second question. I'm bright, but I'm not clever. I burn, but I'm not a bonfire. I sound like I'm a celebrity, but I'm not famous. I twinkle, but I'm not an eye. I can be seen at night, but I'm not the moon. I'm gonna repeat it once more. I'm bright, but I'm not clever. I burn, but I'm not a bonfire. I sound like I'm a celebrity, but I'm not famous. I twinkle, but I'm not an eye. I can be seen at night, but I'm not the moon. So that was the second question. Please note that you do not have to upload the answer anywhere right now. You need to upload only the final answer at the end. And now, without further ado, let's move on to our first session. For our first session today, I'd like to welcome a strong team mind, our beloved Team Autonics. They're well-known designers in 3D model designing, Arduino circuit designing, electronic designing, and more. And they are the founders of this team. Sorry, and the founders of Team Autonics are the alumni of ME Engineering College. With most pleasure, I invite Team Autonics for today's workshop on 3D model designing. You may please take over.
Yes, now. Is it audible for you, for everyone?
Yes, yes, it's
Okay.
audible.
I'm gonna share my screen. Please say, can you see it or not?
Okay.
The presentation privilege is with Autonics admin. I think ma'am is presenting. Hello.
Okay, can you change it to Team Autonics?
Okay.
Then I can present it.
Okay. I request the admin to please change the privilege to Team Autonics. Or Alanjet, are you there? Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, they know.
Okay. You have the privilege, Team
Okay,
Autonics.
okay, I got it. I think you can see my screen.
Yes, now it's visible.
Okay. Good morning, all. I think everyone had your breakfast and ready for your first session, and you are happy. I think so. Our topic is 3D modeling. Before I start, I want to say some instructions or say some tips to make the class more effective and improve the session more easily. The session will be parted as two as first one will be small portion of theory and second one will be the practical. You can have the practical session to do with our followers, because there are so many participants in the workshop. Usually we do workshops with only 30 or 40 students, so we can monitor them. Now the vast amount of students are there, so we cannot monitor them. So my name is Jazim, and let's start with our topic, 3D modeling. Introduction to 3D modeling. Before we start with 3D modeling, we need to know what is 3D and 2D. The 3D, simply we can say, the 2D shapes are only will have height and length, and the 3D shapes will have the height, length, and width. For example, if we take some printing documents and documentation for a printed image, there will be only having 2 dimensions, which is only height and length. It's a simple example for the 2D shapes to be understand. I think hope you all know that. And the 3D shapes. The 3D shapes are simply with 360-degree or the functional one. It is a design with all the aspects or all the elements or which is like the real thing. We can go to the next topic, what is 3D design. Before we study 3D modeling, we need to know the steps what we need to take for 3D design. 3D designing is simply we can say, if you have a project or an idea with you and you need to execute it with every resources you need. So first we want to pitch the idea to a paper or simply have a rough sketch of the 3D design. As you can see, there is a car's design which has no dimensions or any other thing. It is a rough sketch with nothing but only a scaled image of that. Let's go to 3D design. 3D designing or 3D modeling is done by 2 ways. As I have said in the earlier slide, the 3D designing is a rough sketch, and we need to have the dimensions and other aspects and elements to the products, which we need to have when the real object or the real thing has been arrived. For that, we can have 2 methods. One is by scanning, and other one is by modeling. The scanning method is simply if you have a product, something like a difficult or the dimensions of the product and the box is little bit complicated or the design of the product is complicated and you need to have that design copied or you need to have the dimensions of that design. It will be difficult to us to make each and everything scaled and doing. For the easiness of that, we need to we can have we can have the scanner to scan the product in the 360-degree, and we can give that all the information to the softwares, like something we can easily done. And in 3D modeling, the designs will be fully inputted or feed through softwares, which we give all the dimensions and length designs and the polygons, everything can be inputted and reshape it to its model. And we know that by designing the 3D models, we can have the output by different types, like some videos, 3D videos or the movies, as you see in the other movies. There are so many 3D movies and other things. That's one type of output that can be given by 3D designing or 3D modeling. And the second one is something we rendered for the malls, shopping mall plans, other things which are familiar with the civil and architectural students. And the other one is simple, and we can have almost everywhere the 3D printing, the 3D printers. The 3D printers can easily have the life-size figure or the real figure in your hand, as I have said in the first slide, which has height, length, and width. The figure will look like the original one. Before we start do 3D printing, we need to know what is 2D and 3D printing. I will give an example and say it so you can easily access the knowledge. 2D printing is simply, we can say, the documentation files or the images which will have a paper, mostly a paper and ink. And the 3D printers are the 3D printers are built like the real world objects. These are the difference between 2D and 3D printing. And the 3D printer will use filaments for printing the real size objects or the real world objects. For that, there are so many filaments, which is like PLA filaments, PET nylon. These are some of them, and there is also wood, the sandstone, metal, conductive metal ions, and paper also used for 3D printing nowadays. It is more efficient, and the carbon footprint is almost reduced by some margins. Now we can go to the next slide, which is 3D printing, printers basic components. If we are going to print to 3D printer, we need to know what are the basic components in the 3D printer. As you can see, there have been labeled so many parts as printing display, extruded hot ends, cooling fan, filaments, and printing beds. The printing display will display the simplest form of inputs like temperature, how much spacing is available, and how much filament is printed, etc. And if there is an error, it will be also displayed on the printing display. And the extruder is used for excluding the filaments. As I have said, there are different types of filaments. Sometimes it will be a PLN filament or a metal filament. The metal composition filaments or etc. Can be inserted through extruder, and the hot end is for pouring the filament into the bed as a figure that we have designed. And the cooling fan is simply, we can say that, to regulate the temperature in the hot end. Now we can go to the application of 3D printing. As you can see, there are so many images in front of you. The first one is a prosthetic leg, which is completely printed through the 3D printer. As I have said, the basic components of 3D printer, and you have seen a small 3D printer, it will change according to the application. So it will change the size or the filament or the temperature that the filament is extruded through the filament will change according to the applications of that. Now we can see a leg, prosthetic leg, which is completely printed through 3D printing. It will be a plastic or a metal, even some other components or the filaments. And we know that the biomedical and science technology is improving day by day. The biomedical engineering has increased the efficiency with the medicines and other things. Like that, the legs or the prosthetic legs, hands, and other things can be printed through 3D printing easily. And also, there is a research ongoing that for the heart can be transplanted, or the artificial heart can be implemented to our body rather than the pacemakers and other things. The research is ongoing that we know that the heart, the membrane of heart is soft and so much strength. So to achieve that, the medical field or the biomedical field is going through so many changes, and they are experimenting each day by day. As also there are so many 3D printed bonds are implemented to the and slangs, links and other things, which is easier for the doctors because if something happens, as the bones are crashed, you cannot replace it sometimes. It makes easier by 3D printing. The technology will be using there will be MRI scanning, as we have discussed it in the first slide. The scanning technology, the MRI scanning or the scanning is used for uh, reconstructing the shapes of the bones and other things. Now, the second image is that a car. It's an electric car which is designed by local motors, which is printed by only for taking 44 hours. The complete car is printed by 44 hours in the last year. And you can know that when the first 3D printed car was printed, it took almost 2,500 hours for printing it completely. And it is reduced now to 44 hours. It will change in the possible futures also. And the Ford CEOs also said that they are changing their factories into 3D printing machineries. Their machineries are changing to 3D printing machineries because it is cost effective and it makes more strength and proper perfection 3D parts for the cars, and it reduces the cost, it reduces the manpower, and it is more efficient. It reduces the carbon footprint. It is the greatest achievement in the automobile industries. And also, we know that we like foods that we eat, different types of different kinds, different cultural foods we eat every day. So in the food industry also, there is a change happening. That is, the food also is printed through 3D printing. Now, it is the beginning stage, so there are only limited number of foods are printed through it. In the future, it will change. Maybe we don't know. And there is a company called Food Inc. They are a research team, and also they have opened so many restaurant chains in the world that makes the 3D printing foods. And also, we know that we love chocolates. What if we got the chocolate in different shapes and different sizes? It will make us appetizing. And what if the foods that will be highly designed and served through that? It will be appetizing and it will make our mind smile. And some of the foods are printed through 3D printing is chocolates, frosting for the cakes, and you know that there is a alternative for beef and chicken or the meats in the market because of large amount of increasing needs for the meat. There is alternative for the vegan type meats. It will be taste like meat, but it will be some lab made vegetable based food, which tastes like meat and smells like meat. It is also printed through the 3D printers. And the next image is a surveillance dog. We can say a dog-like structure. It is a surveillance robot, which is completely printed through 3D printing. The 3D printer can print almost everything. There is metal type and there is some stone type and other even paper are printed. Simple office papers are being used as filaments for the 3D printing. And we know that we use drones. Almost everyone will be having a smaller drones or a bigger drones which cost more. If some of the parts have broken off the drone, it will be high cost for replacing it. If you are 3D printer or if you anyone have access to 3D printer, you can print the products for that or the parts that we need for that. Or you can completely make from scratch with 3D printed drawings also. And the last figure is a fashion industrial revolution which is happening uh, in the science and technology. It is a fabric that is completely printed, 3D printed. Uh, there is a fashion designer called Farah. She said that she is completely printing each and every design of her through 3D printing, and she made her to the fashion designing industry by 3D printing the shirts, clothes, and everything. She said that it took more than 3,000 hours for her to print a single 3D printed cloth in the first time she started it. But then now technology has changed and it took only 15 to 14 hours or 14 or 15 hours for printing a single whole dress to 3D printing. There is also a house which is completely printed to 3D, which is located in Dubai. You can see the video in the YouTube if you search for it. There are so many infinite solutions or infinite designs that can be printed through 3D. It is a revolutionary change. If you study how to design in 3D, it will have a good impact on your career. Now we have studied what is 3D designing, what is 3D printing, and what is 3D modeling. Now we need to know where we can design 3D designs. There are so many 3D designing platforms, as you can see. I can categorize it as an offline and online. In the offline, some of the magic players are Autodesk, and the civil and architectural student will be more familiar, and the mechanical students also, I think, more familiar with AutoCAD and Autodesk software. They are the major player in this platform. And other platforms are OpenSCADA, Blender, SolidWorks, SketchUp, Autodesk Inventor, etc. There are so many other platforms. These are some platforms I have listed. And also, I think Autodesk 123 design is discontinued nowadays. It will not work properly in the PC. And we know that it is a pandemic situation and we need to utilize it more efficiently. If we don't have more resources, we cannot design the 3D printing. For that, there is a solution. There are so many online simulating platforms for 3D designs, like Tinkercad, Vector, SketchUp. SketchUp is also available online and offline. Now we know that online platform will be easier for us to design and know the knowledge through it. It will not have to install any files or do complicated steps to install it. Now we are going to choose the Tinkercad as our primary platform for the full session because why we choose Tinkercad? Because it is an browser based and it is online with all of you can access to if you have a mail ID. I think almost everyone will have a mail ID, so you can sign up freely to the Tinkercad. And the other software sometimes it will cost from few dollars to $100 and etc. It will be costly. Other than that, the Tinkercad need not need any space. Like I have said in the offline, it will be so much space needed for the softwares to install, and the steps will be complicated. The process will be complicated, and we need to have it installed. And sometimes it will need a key that will be given only if you paid for that. And other plugins need to be installed as an additional for Tinkercad. You can simply sign in. You can design your ideas to that and model it. You can print or you can make the videos or even you can code them 3D printing product. It will be easier and it is for beginners that we use 3D printing 3D software like Tinkercad. And when I say we use 3D design, Tinkercad as our primary, you will have a question that why don't we choose Factory and SketchUp? Because it is free, but it needs more space or more graphics than the Tinkercad. It will be so much difficult for the people to understand, and it is somewhat complicated than Tinkercad. Tinkercad is simple and it is beginner friendly. Now I would like to show you a video which is uh, what what are the output some of the products that are printed through 3D printing, 3D design. And before that, I would like to welcome my colleague Vaishnavi to have the session after the video. So thank you and enjoy the video. Now, I'm welcoming my colleague Vaishnavi to have the practical session of this workshop. So I think, Mr. Please change the screen sharing to Team Autronics,
Okay.
Autronics admin.
No, you can change it. You have to change.
Okay. Sorry.
You can give the ball.
Okay, I have changed it.
Yes.
And I want to say that you can follow her when she takes the class. And if you have any questions, we will be giving 5 minutes for after the session for the question answer. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So now I shared my screen. Please, let's say, reply to me. Is it visible for you? Okay.
Okay, ma'am. I'll let you know. Yeah, the screen's visible now.
Okay. Just wait a moment. Okay, now I represent my slides now. Okay, is it visible for you?
Yeah, the slide's visible.
Okay. I think no, you are aware about the concept of 3D printing and the concept of 3D, no? So we just move to the presentation of working. Okay, that's the modeling session start now. Okay, let's start the 3D modeling in Tinkercad. I think you are aware about the concept of 3D and the web software, that's Tinkercad. We use Tinkercad as our platform now. So let's start modeling in Tinkercad. First of that, you should go to the browser. First of that, you should go to the browser now and make Okay, you should go to the browser and browse Tinkercad in your window. For that, just take a panel no, and type Tinkercad in your browser. You will get a direct link to the website of Tinkercad. Okay. I highly recommended to use the Chrome itself. That then only you will get the proper functioning. Okay, now we'll get a panel like this. You can log in and create an account in Tinkercad by using your email address or other your Google account. That's about the login process or account making process. You can use this way. So I moved to my profile that I already done my previous work using my profile. So I use my previous profile. Just clicking my Tinkercad dashboard, I directly log into my profile that I have already a profile in Tinkercad. Okay, this is the window of Tinkercad, main window of Tinkercad. Now you can see too many options are available in this platform. That's for 3D designing, circuit, code blocks, and lessons, so many. So here our intention is to make 3D designs only. So we select designs. Okay, this window we select the 3D designs as our option now. So after selecting the 3D design, you can see too many various designs are showing here. You can select and change or tinker this one or further project and further need. Okay, here we are a fresh to make Tinkercad window. So our intention is to make the new modeling and introduce the functions of this window. So select the create new design from this panel. Okay. After selecting create design, you will get a video like okay. This is our window of Tinkercad and this window of Tinkercad and all our work of 3D designing are done in this window. You can see a simple graph sheet that decimal graph of our works are shown in here, that is called the work plane. All modeling process are done in above the work plane. So you can see it is a simple graph sheet, resembles the normal decimal graph sheet, and that is the major base of this Tinkercad 3D modeling. Okay. The workplane properties can be changed, and the movement and rotation of the workplane can be changed. I know I explained just about this changing of this workplane properties. Okay, if you hold the right click on this mouse and move your workplane and turn workplane in 360 degree like as shown here. Okay, you can move and turn the workplane at 360 degree, and you can zoom in and zoom out this workplane by this button of the mouse to the up direction that gets zoomed in, and then move to the downward direction that gets zoomed up. Okay, that's about the movement, turning, and you can also press the scrolling button on the mouse and you can move the workplane towards the right and left, upward, downwards, what you need. That's about the movement and turning of the workplane. That is our base part. Okay. That's about the workplane. Now you can change the grid properties. Grid properties means you can see this is this graph resembles decimal graph only. You can also change this graph into another one by just editing these properties. You can see in the bottom of the window, you can see edit grid. You can appear a window of grid properties here. Okay, you can see this is defaultly held in millimeters, that is the default format of the simple decimal graph sheet. Okay, just by selecting this, you can see it can be changed into inches and brick formats, and you can see the presets are held here. The preset values resemble default format here, and you can also change into a Dremel 3D20 and up to a MakerBot replicated mini that will according to the 3D printer you select. Okay, then you can see the width and length of the graph is provided here, or the work plane is provided here, that is defaultly held into 200 millimeter and 200 millimeter. Okay, that's nothing but the size of the graph sheet. Now I wish to change this millimeter into brick sized one and then update it. Now you can see the changes occur for this graph sheet. Okay, then you can also adjust one into the snapgrid bit into a two ones by updating the default one. Edit the grid and update it into the default one and millimeters, and then upgrade it. Then the snapgrid properties are from 0.1 millimeter to the brick size also available here. You can choose this one as per your need. I highly recommended you to all properties have nice to be done in the default format, that is more accurate for your entire design. That's about the work plane and the work plane properties. Okay. Then I move to the right section of this window, the of Tinkercad 3D designer. You can see too many shapes are provided here. Okay, just by seeing this, you can see basic shapes are provided here, and this basic shape resembles these normal shapes that we need the designing purpose. Okay, now you can see a box and a cylinder. Again, a box cylinder are provided here. That is for the designing purpose, and the difference between these two box and cylinders are first two are the hollow ones and next two are the solid ones are provided here. The solid one simply the normal object, and the hollow one makes the properties of deletion and make the hollow from other objects. The properties will check in the further designing process, and we will make the use of in further ones. And you can see the next basic shapes are here. Sphere, roof, and roof up to a huge one about a diamond section also. That's about the basic shape. Just by clicking in this panel, you can see the appearance of the text and numbers and characters connectors. Just clicking the text and numbers, you can see alphabet into set are provided here, and from the numerics from 0 to and also the marks like at the rate and exclamatory mark and question mark also provided here. Okay, then come back to the previous one. You can see a text is provided here. That is only for using customized name or customized text. Okay, then move to the characters right now. After moving to the characters, you can see too many characters are appear here. That symbol resembles the object that will help our design. You can use this object and help the design more precision. Okay, that's about the characters and connectors. OMSA hangout space and making at home. That's all huge designs and huge objects are provided here that will check in the further design also. Now I come back to the basic shape and check a object from here and make it placed on the top of the work plane, and let us check the properties of shapes now. Okay, so I would like to take a box from here and put on the place of the work. Okay, you can see a shape is and some points appear here. Okay, you can see some solid points and some hollow points are appear here. These points in 3D designing are simply called as anchor points right now.
Hello.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, are you there? I think she's lost her connection. Please wait. We're trying to get back. Ma'am, are you there?
Asna, the speakers has texted the network has gone down. They'll be getting back soon.
Oh, okay, okay. Participants, please wait. She'll be joining us back soon. We hope you all are enjoying this session. It's due to some technical issue. She's left. She'll be joining us soon. Please kindly wait. Also, there will be an interactive session at the end, towards the end. So, if you have any queries, you can post in the chat box.
Oh, is it audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's audible.
Okay, there is network issues occur here, so please cooperate with me.
Okay, okay. That's fine.
Can I forward now?
Yeah, 1 second. I'll insert. Yeah, cool.
Is my screen is visible for you? Now I shared my content here.
It's not yet visible right now.
Just a moment.
Sure. Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay, now I move to the coming one. Okay, is the Tinkercad window is visible for you?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. Now I move forward. I already said about the functions of the object and take in place to the work plane here. Okay. Now you can see, I already say you can see some measurements are provided here. And this is point called the angle points. You can adjust it and take back to the original measurements, and you can also change this into the new ones as you need. Okay, now you can see the angle point measurements can be changed just by typing here. I'm changing into the 31, and now you can see the cube is resembles to the rectangular one. Okay, now is the measurement is changed by length, and also these properties of this one can be visible as changed one. Okay, now the height is here provided as 20, and you can also change this one. That's about the anchor points, and now I wish to let you know about the movements and the reshaping of this object. Okay, for that, just by clicking here, you can drag from this object from here, and now you can see the size of the object change in non-uniform way. Okay, now you can change this in uniform way by just pressing on this shift key on your keyboard, and you can adjust this shape, and now you can the changes occur in a uniform manner. Another change also provided here by using Alt key on your keyboard, and you can press it and change in a changing as in a two-way manner. Okay, now you can see the object is changed now in a two-way manner. That's about the movement. And compared to the 2D, the 3D have the three axes X, Y, and the axis. The third axis that is defines the properties of 3D concept. So the movement on through the X and Y Z axis only defines the 3D concept. So providing Z axis movement, there is a corner like an anchor points appear here. In a solid color, you can press and move towards the up direction of the motion of the object through X and Z-axis is occur here. That's about the motion along the Z-axis. Okay. Now the object is leveled up from the base part, that's from the work plane, and you can replace into the work plane like this. That's about the very basic concept, and also in the third three axes are also provided here. This represents the three axes. Just by approaching the mouse pointer towards the object, you can see some angle. Just by rotating, by pressing it, you can see the object is rotated to the x, y axis. Okay. By pressing here, you can see some other points are appear here. You can see it is rotating through the another axis, and by pressing here, you can see this rotating through the y-axis itself. Okay, that's about the three axis rotations provided here. Now, I wish to show you that some other properties of this plane just by clicking on this button, that is the view button provided here. So, if you are a beginner of a 3D modeling program, I guess this might be the most confusing thing when designing 3D model object. But we are looking at this 2D flat monitor. In this table, click the home view. Okay, click the home view and reset. Okay, now you can see a cube is provided here, that is called the view cube. You can adjust the different type of views by clicking here. Now you can see the top view of the object by pressing here. You can get the left view, and by pressing here you can get the front view and right view, and also the bottom view of the object. That's make more easy of our design. Okay, that's about the icons, and you can also see another icon is provided here, that is the view select shapes. Okay, just by clicking it or pressing the F button on your keyboard, you can see okay, that is just that's make more easy our design. And now there is a zoom in and zoom out icon are provided here. Just click the zoom in now. You can see that gets zooming, and then it gets zoomed out. That then next icon, that's the final icon provided in the panel. That is the orthographic or flat view. Just by pressing here, you can see now that every object is in a 2D manner. Okay, that's getting a 2D backplane, and that will provide by just clicking in the orthographic view. Then for get backing from this view to the perspective view, the perspective view as the normal view of human eyes. So just by clicking here, you can get to the perspective view. I highly recommend to our design should be made in the perspective view, that will only provide the 3D view. That's about the left panel icon of this window. Then you can see too many icons in the upper panel also, that we will check in the further design or the further projects. Okay. For that, I just move to the first project. Now, as a first project, we would like to make a spanner or a wrench here. You know, a spanner is a mechanical tool that will more help and very used one in other industrial areas. In according to a spanner, there is a combination of three shapes. By examining that, you can see the spanner is a combination of three objects. Spanner have first object as a circular one, that is the tail position. The tail position is made up of a circular object, and the middle one is a rectangular one, that is made up of a rectangular object. And the head position that normally called as a jaw, simply we call it a jaw, and the jaw is also made up of a see a portion of deletion here, that is made up of another object here. Then we will move to the designing, and we made these three components separately and combine together to make the entire shape of the span. Okay, so the spanner construction. Now we move to the construction of the spanner. Now I wish to move the window. So we make the fresh project now. So I move back to the main window of Tinkercad, and after moving back to the Tinkercad, now you get the window like this. this is the major window. And this create for the I select here. Now, back to the Tinkercad window. First, we start a new project. You should make the project name unit. Okay, here we wish to make the project like this spanner design. So I change this project name as the spanner. Okay, I change this one as the spanner one, and now we make one by components one by one. So first we make the component the tail portion of this panel. For that I select this cylinder. You know this tail is made up of a circular component, so I select a cylinder from here. You know the cylinder shapes are defaultly held in the 20-20-20 manner. For making this, we want to change the measurement from here. According to a cylinder or any other circular shapes, you know there is no measurement like a length, breadth, other. There is only measurements like radius and diagonal measurements and the diameter, and then also provides the circumference, perimeter, like base measurements. And here you can see some distance measurements like length and breadth. Thus, Tinkercad 3D designing method will provide all objects are converted and make it from the box one. So we can see some measurements like length, breadth also. So we now change it into a 25 for our convenient design of the tail portion of this panel. So I change it into 25 now, and next, we want to make the height or the thickness of this one. So, just by clicking on this, you can see the height measurement by clicking in the upper hollow one. Now, it's set into a 20. So, there a few thickness only here one. So, it made into a 4 only. Okay, I changed it into 4 only. Now, you can see the cylinder is converted into a disc format now. Then next we want to make a hollow portion for making the tile. So making the hollow one, I select a hollow cylinder from here. Okay. Now you know the cylinder measurements are defaultly in 2020 format. So check the measurements of previously held one, that is 25. So this cylinder, this hollow cylinder can make a hollow position in this one. For that, just make it on the top of the disk and making an immersion on it. Before making an immersion on this disk, just by clicking it, you want to align this properly. Just for aligning every object, you know there is an option in Tinkercad. Just by clicking on the first object and back to the, now you click on the first object as the disk, and now press the shift key on your keyboard and move to the next one. Now look at the upper panel of this window. There are too many icons are provided here. From this you can select align, or you can press the L button on your keyboard. Now, after selecting the align, you can see too many bubbles are appear here. Just by clicking the center one, you can arrange this. Press the center two once. Now, it gets arranged in line concentric manner. Now, the cylinder gets concentric with the disc one. So, we want to immerse the cylinder onto this base disc. Now, is get immersed. Now you can by adjusting the workplane view and see the what changes occur. Now we want to make these objects are together. For making two objects together, we'll select this by dragging mouse pointer, and now we get the option here for group. Or you can also press the Ctrl G from your keyboard. I press here, and now you get the object like this. Now you can see the tile is created rightly now. After creating one component, you can move it to the one position of this graph sheet or workplane, and there is an option for locking this one. For locking this, just click on this lock. After locking every object, you cannot make movement or any measurement changing in this object. So we move to the next one, that is the middle portion, that's the rectangular one. Just by clicking a box for making rectangular one and place it here. Now you can adjust this one. Okay, you can adjust the size into the measurement what we need. So adjust the length of this box into 100. Now you can get a rectangular one like this. Okay. Now you want to adjust this into another change. Likewise, the 20 millimeter breadth is adjusted into a 15 millimeter, and now you can see this. Now we want to adjust the thickness, that is into a 4 millimeter. You know, the previous design of this is the circular tail is about a 4 millimeter thickness only. Then only these two combined each other. Then we make the middle portion, and now we get and lock it. After this, now we want to make the head position, have the head portion of this entire spanner. For making the head position, you know, we have the spanner head as the circular one. So again, I select a cylinder from here. Okay, after selecting the cylinder, you know, the measurements is in 2020. So I want to adjust this into the same design suitable for this previous two ones. So I adjust this into 30, and now the breadth also want to adjust it into 30, and the thickness want to be adjusted as per the previous one, that is the 4 millimeter only. So this adjusted into 4 millimeter. Now the head disc is formed here. Now next we want to make an immersion, or the portion, some portion want to be deleted from here. For making some portion deleted from here, I select a polygon from the basic shape. By scrolling down, you get the polygon from here, and make this polygon here, and now get the measurements of polygon as some measurements like this. Now you can see these also want to be adjusted. For adjusting this, you can just type the measurement 17 into some 32 millimeter, and the breadth want to be adjusted into a 15 millimeter, that is suitable for the rectangular one. For making this, just by clicking and typing here, that is adjusted into a 40 millimeter. Now you can see the changes here. Just pressing the home, you can see it more accurately. Okay. Now you can adjust this one for immersing the polygon into this disk one. So for that, you want to make an rotation about 90°. Then only the corner position focused on this one. For that, adjust this one like a 90° rotation. Make it as 90. No, the corner is facing towards this one. No, you want to adjust this. For that, I recommended this move towards this one and making an immersion here. For that, making a portion to be deleted, just make it as a hole. Just by pressing on this, you can see a panel like here, and make it as a hollow one. Now you can see that's are adjusted like this. Now you want to make an immersion here by using this one, and just by clicking here and again adjust the size. And also adjust the size like this for fitting as a spanner view. So we want to now align this. For aligning this, I already say you that first you want to press the first object, that is the disk from here, and press the shift key on your keyboard, then press the next object. Then align here, make it as concentric alignment like this. That is then aligned in a concentric manner. Then for grouping or make it as a together object, you all select this and make the group of it. Okay. Now you get the object like this and select this one and move like this. Okay. For making this one to be deleted from here, once again selecting and ungroup and adjust the size into one little bit. Okay. For again grouping this, and now you can, that portion get deleted, that extra portion gets deleted, and we get more accurate spanner design. Okay. Now you want to make some slope here in this head, then only the spanner get more user friendly. For making the slope in this one, you want to make this one in rotating into some degrees of minus 20 or minus 22 in horizontal manner. This angular rotation, look at my mouse pointer, and this rotation will provide the angular rotation in horizontal manner. So I make it as a minus 22, or you can choose 20 or likewise. Make it and change into a minus 22 degree, and now you get the changes like this. Now the head have the slope like this. Now we want to make, combine these three objects, make the entire shape of this spanner. For combining this, select this and unlock each one by one. After unlocking this, you just move towards the monitor and now we want to combine the middle portion and the tail portion. For making combining these two, just move towards this one and making an alignment here. For making alignment, just clicking these two and press shift key and this one, and align these two like this in a concentric line by line manner. Now you get it's an aligned one and group together. For grouping, I already say selecting and press the group icon. Now you get these two objects are combined together and making as a single object. You can see the changes now. And next you want to combine this head and this object together. For that, I move this one towards this one and making the previous alignment. Also here, for align this, first this press this first object and then shift key, then select another and making further alignment. Here also we want the concentric line by line alignment, so I press this bubble in the center of left position and align like this. Now you get the align. Now we want to make this together. For making this together one, now you can see the entire object is turned into a single object. Now you get the shape of this panel. Now you want to check any mismatches or discontinuity or disconnection occur in this entire design. For that, you should check the each sided view. After every design, first we check the top view. Now you can see it is properly done, and check the other sided views like left sided and also the bottom sided and all front sided views also. Now you can see and there are done properly. Now you want to change some other properties. Now the color is now set is into a solid orange color. You never see a spanner with an orange color itself. So we want to change this color of tool like further mechanical tool. For making this like that, I just click on this. Now you can see a panel of solid colors are provided here. Just by clicking the solid one, now you can see too many colors are appear here. You can select any one of them. It is more apt to select the gray color or a black color for mechanical tools. So I select this from here. Okay, now you can see the changes here. Now, then you can check by up level it and turn by some rotation. Now you can see a spanner is properly done here. That's about the designing now. Then you can also set your important export into further designing or into a 3D printer by using these upper icons provided here. You can directly upload it into a 3D printer and you can print directly. And also can send to the pupil and other apps. There is another option also. So I just export this, and there is some file extensions are provided here. That's for 3D printing.obj.stl likewise. And if you are wish to make the laser cutting.svj file or extension, can use here. For 3D printing, I select .stl from here. No. Now the file get downloaded from here, and just by open it, now you can see this banner design. This will be printed. Okay, that's about the design. Now we move to the next project. That's we wish to make an next project as a screw. That's the net and screw. You know, this also will help in further locations of use. So we wish to make a screw and nut and introduce the designing of this one. So I again move to the Tinkercad window and make another project. For that I move to the main window of Tinkercad, and as usual I select create new design from here. Then, as previously done, change the project name into screw and nut. You can change it what you need as per your convenience. So, making a screw, there is a screw having two components or two portions, like there is a thread and the head position. So, making a thread, there is a default or inbuilt shape are provided here in the featured one. Just by selecting the shape of featured one, you can see too many shapes appear here. For making a screw, the shape of isometric thread. For making the screw thread, I select the isometric thread from here. Now you can see a thread is appear here. Along with this thread, you can see huge options are opened here. You can adjust the scaling and adjustments of rotation from here. I just adjust the rotation like this. Now you can see it gets enlarged, and the segments of rotations like wise you can change the segments of thread or the threading scale also scaled here. And you can also adjust the height by just by pressing here. Now I just pressing into a 5 or the 50 millimeter or 5 centimeter. I select in the 51. That's the 5 centimeter thread is appeared here. No, that's about the thread measurement. Now we want to adjust the diameter or the measurements like this. So it is defaultly held in 12, that is too large compared to a screw measurement. So I make it as 7 only and change this one also 7. Now you can see a thread like this are here. Okay, zoom in and view this. Now we want to make a head for this screw. For making this thread, you should select a circular portion for making the tip. For that, I select here a cylinder and adjust these properties of this one. Now check the height of this one about a 50 millimeter and the radius of this or the measurement like this length and breadth is about 7 millimeter. Now we want to adjust the measurement of the head portion also convenient to the previous one. For that I adjust into a 12 measurement like this. Then only fit to this previous one and also adjust the thickness into a 4 and now this is formed like this and you can also change into 3 what you need. Okay, for further common designing there is a default format or the generalization for every mechanical tool. You can choose that also. Here I select the 4 one and now we want to adjust or place this head on the top of this one. Okay, for that measure the first one height that is 50 centimeters. So we want to up level it up to a 50 centimeter. For that, moving along the Z axis and adjusted into a 50 millimeter up level. So it is up level into a 50 millimeter and now you place it on the top of this one. For that I make place like this and now we want to align this. For that align I already say you that just by clicking this and press shift key and press the thread and align this by concentric manner line by line. For aligning concentric press the central bubble of the alignment and now you get this like this. Now you can see the top view also. Now you get the top view of this one and check the other views. Now you get the object like this. For proper connection of proper designing, just a little bit immersion provided here for proper connection. I immersed this object a little bit on the top of the head. Now you can see like this and we want to group together as a single object. For that select and group together. Okay, now you get this entire object as a single object. Okay, now you can see the changes that's turned into a single object. Now you can see and we want to make a provision for adjusting or inserting a screwdriver here. For fitting that screwdriver we want to make a portion of deletion on the head of that. For making a portion of deletion, a line want to be created. For that I select a or a box from here. You can also select the hollow box or this box want to make the hollow one. For that I select a hollow box itself. For that I want to adjust this shape. So we want to make a tiny or simple line arrangement. For that I select a 1.5 millimeter width only. Okay, you can adjust by typing this into a 1.5 millimeter. Then you get like this. Now you want to make this up level from this height. Now you check the total height. This is 52.56. So this also want to be adjusted into 52.56 just by typing here into a 52.56. Okay, now you get this object like this. Now you can again check the measurements of 1.5 thickness and you want to place this on the top of this one. Okay, for more convenient you can also choose the one or other like this. I select again is 1.2 for more accuracy. I change it to as 1.2 for more accuracy 1. Now you can see that is placed on the top. Now you want to align these two. For aligning, press this one and press shift key and again press this next one and make the alignment. For concentric alignment, press the center one and that get aligned properly. And now you want to make this together. Before making this together, provide a little bit immersion. For providing immersion, moving below through the Z axis. That is moving below through the Z axis that will immerse like this. Okay, now you can check the different sided view for proper designing, and mode select, group this, and make it as a single object. Okay, now you can see this entire object is turned into like this, and the designing of screw is done here. Okay, next we want to make a nut that is fitted for this one. Okay, for that we select a polygon for making a net. For that I select here, just by comparing to the thickness of this one, I think the diameter of the thread we selected, that is 7 only, so I adjust this into a something. The head have the thickness is about 12, so I also adjust this into a 12 one, and this thickness also adjusted into 12. So the height want to be adjusted into a 4 or 5, and select a 4 from here. Now you can see, and we want to make a portion of deletion from here. For making a portion of deletion, you want to make a hole here. For that, select this and duplicate, make a replicate of the previous design. I select this, and there is an icon in this upper panel that is duplicate, and repeat, press this, and by selecting here you can see a exact replicator of this previous one are created here, and make it the new one as a whole one, and you can see, and you can place it on the top of this first one. For making an immersion here, before that you want to align these two just by pressing here, press the shift key, select and press shift key and select these two. After that you want to align this. Make the concentric line by line alignment. After that you want to provide a little bit immersion inside it, and you can see the changes now, and group select these two and grouping. After grouping, you can see a net is created here, and you want to create or change the color into the previous design of mechanical tool. So the net is created here, and that is properly fitted for the previous held screw. You can see and place this. You can adjust by aligning like this. Shift and press this and make an alignment in concentric manner, and provide the little bit immersion like this. Now you can see the entire nut and screw is fitted one by one manner, and you can also group select or make the changes like this. You can also move upwards and provide a rotation like this, and you can check the each sided view. So the net and screw is created here. Okay, that's about the designing of the screw and nut. Then the time is already coming up. Further take more time. We wish to make further more design. The time is little bit more time. So there is further designs. Have no time here. There is no time for further designing. Keychain and gear also want to be designed here. We have no time here. For that, I just going to wind up the session. Before that, the wind upping, I already I just wish to show that previously have designs like in this window for the you can see too many designs can be done by using this Tinkercad, and just click back to the previous one. You can see designs are done as a previous work. Now you can check and see the previous designs by using Tinkercad. I click this. This is a simple gear. Just clicking here, you can see the site that is loading the previous design. Okay, let's get loaded now. Okay, we know that a small span of time we are doing this workshop and this maximum. The 3D designing is a vast area, so anyone who wants to study, you can contact us, and also we provide other courses like circuits, PCB designing, and electronic circuit designing. About your community also. If you need to have individually, you can contact us through our website or through the email. Also, you can subscribe to our website. You get new courses or new ones. And also, the program code and check this previous head design. Just waiting. This is simple here made up of you can also model this one for your project and what you need. Simple, your convenient or your customized models can be created by using Tinkercad. And any model create. Okay, the gear is not get loaded due to some network issues. Though there's a technical error occurred here due to the network issues. So, sorry for seeing. You can get the link in your chat box. You provide the feedback that everyone cooperate with us. Window of the Tinkercad designs by seeing this.
Hello, your voice is completely breaking down.
Okay, is my screen visible? That's about the gear design, and let me conclude the session. And thank you for your valuable time with us, and we are also happy with us. Okay. Thank you for your more valuable time. Thank you for your opportunity. My screen is one step now, so I cannot doing further. So that is time also going. Now you can proceed. So I wish to. You can.
All right.
Could you please share the presenter privilege to Muhammad Salah?
Okay, issue. Please wait for a moment, then only I can present it.
Sorry.
Sorry, ma'am, your voice was breaking. I couldn't get you.
Please wait a moment. That is the network issue. Can you hear it? Is it audible?
Yeah, there's a slight break in your audio. Where is this?
Alan Chetan, are you there?
Okay, screen is going to. So I stop my presentation here only. So
Ma'am, we are unable to hear what you are saying, ma'am. Your voice is completely breaking down. Jasimka or Rachiti, could you please take over?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, 1 minute. I will step over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Could you please share the presentation privilege to Muhammad Salah? We'll post the feedback form soon. Please make participants.
Feedback form is not posted. We'll be posting. So, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so thank you very much, Team Autonics. That was an excellent session. With this short span, you pretty much made us understand about 3D model designing. It was truly an amazing session, and we look forward to having you again for more such workshops. And now, as a token of love from our side, we'd like to present you a memento on behalf of XTRINIA 3.2. Salah?
1 minute, but the presentation. Could you please share that presentation, Rob? Photonics admin? Yes, got it. Yes. Salah, you can present. Salah, could you please present the screen?
Okay, great.
Thank you, Team Autonics, for joining us today and being a part of XTRINIA 3.0. Please accept a humble present. Once again, thank you very much. And now we have completed our first set of the day, and it's time for the third question of Riddle Middle. So I'm going to read it out now. So the third question is, why didn't Sign and Tan go to the party? I'm going to repeat it again. Why didn't Sign and Tan go to the party? So good luck with the question and stay tuned for the rest of it. The link to the feedback form is in the chat box. Everyone must make sure that they fill it up. And please know that the feedback form would be open only for a short time. So I kindly request you to not share it with anyone else and be quick to fill it up. And now, guys, it's time to take a short break. Be sure to join us back 5 minutes prior to starting. We have 2 more amazing sessions lined up for the day. So see you at 12:30. Thank you for now.
The participants can have a short break. We will have the next session, the early failure on partnership journey by Mr. Nikhil Kliwai. Have a chance to hear from the master himself. I request all the participants, if you are leaving the meeting window, please do join by 12:25. Thank you. The feedback form is in the chat box. You can find it in the chat box. The feedback form is in the chat box. Please do fill it. And do join us with again at 4:25. We have a session on early failure on partnership journey by Mr. Nikhil Kliwai.